Hey everyone. I'm going to start off a little slowly again, give people a chance to get on and join in. So hopefully you got the message saying that we're going to be live today. We put a little bit of a notification out as well, so hopefully you'll get a chance to join in as well. And we have got something very special today. We have Gigi is going to join me, so I'm going to go. Will very easily happen. Now, if you do not follow Gigi, make sure you jump over and do so as quickly as possible because she is just wonderful. And here, I can see you here. I'm going to pull my camera up so you can see me. Lovely to see you.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you?
Good. You may notice something.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you very much.
And anyone who's joining who has not met Gigi before, she is a huge lover of orange. So I'm wearing
Just,
rusty lines in
just a
honor of
little bit.
her.
Just a little bit. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and joining me. I really do appreciate it very, very much.
Well,
It's
thanks for having
You're
me.
very welcome. So there's a couple of reasons we've got Gigi on today. The first one is because, well, she's wonderful. And the second one, she's a past knit star and she works a good bit with knit stars kind of behind the scenes as well. So it gives people a chance to maybe learn a little bit more about knit stars, and Gigi can talk a bit about her experience with it and what you got from it or what other people will get from it as well. It would be
Uh,
great.
okay. Um, I think it's fair to say I remember when Shelley first launched Knit Stars. I did not know her, none of that. It just the ads on Facebook, right? It kept popping up because I knit, so I finally paid attention and I was reading the first season of Stars. I just thought it was amazing. I love that she was kind of giving you access because if 2020 was the fifth season, so that was around 2016 or so, right?
Yeah.
So I was fairly new in the industry and I was like gobsmacked because all of these stars that I never thought I would ever get to meet or know them or any of that stuff. So I really thought this was a great way
Yeah.
for people to have
Yeah.
access to the talent in the industry, right? So fast forward to 2019 when she reaches out to me, right? And I'll be honest, I saw the email and I was like, that must have been a mistake. And I deleted the first one. I
Oh
didn't even read it. I deleted it, right? So here she come again. So I'm like, okay, she is sending this to me on purpose. And then she sent me a DM. She was like, I'm not sure if I have the right email, but I sent you an email. I was like, okay. So I read the email and I'm like, she want me to be a what? Right? So instantly, my lack of self reared its head, right? And I'm like, I saw and I've seen who you consider knit stars, and I am so not that. So, no, ma'am, no, thank you. Like, because can I teach somebody to knit? I can. Can I teach somebody to crochet? I can. But I don't consider myself a teacher. Now, have I created some things? I have.
yeah.
I'm not a designer. You start talking numbers and I'm running for the hills. You talking math? Goodbye. I'm out. Right? So all of the things that I was very confident that I was not was stopping me. I kept telling Shelly no. I told Shelly no, I promise you, at least 20
Oh my
times. She
God.
would not give up. She was like, Gigi, blah. I said, okay, all right. I said, let's say I do this. What am I gonna do? What is this class about? Because I'm not a teacher,
Yeah.
I'm not a designer.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've seen, I'm not going to, I'll spoil the surprise. I'll let you explain what it is, but I love what you did for your class because it's just perfect. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
right. So once she kept on, talking about, and it has so happened that I had written an article about the same topic that my course was about,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I had learned through trial and error that people followed me and kept coming back because I was me,
Mm-hmm.
not because the orange is a byproduct,
Yeah.
but I think it was because 100%. I was me all the time, whether I was happy, mad, sad, scared, confused, whatever it was, I was authentic, I was vulnerable, and I was consistent.
Yeah.
And I still am,
Yeah.
right?
It's
So,
hard to keep coming back, particularly when you get a knock, isn't it? It's kind of like you put up the shell and you kind of protect
right.
yourself.
So, even after I said yes, e- even after everything is scheduled and I'm getting all, all the behind the scenes work you got to do, and I'm still like, what is this lady is crazy. Nobody is going to buy a class from me, and nobody. So, what Knit Stars did for me, besides introducing me to people that may not have known who I was, it really boosted my confidence.
Hmm.
It really showed me that I belong in any room that I desire
Yeah.
to be in.
Yeah.
Right? It really taught me that there is ears for my voice.
Yeah.
There are people that need to hear the
Hmm.
path that I've taken, the
Yeah.
path that I have. Oh my God. Hi, Alex. Um, the path that I've taken to get to where I am,
Yeah.
right? Although I probably, ducked behind a couple trees and, I wasn't very confident, but with Knit Stars, I became very confident in standing up in my meanness, I like to call it,
Yeah.
right? I was
Yeah.
100% me, and doesn't mean I wasn't afraid. I was
Yeah.
afraid all the way up to, I mean, everything. Like, I live in an apartment, and the part I love of Knit Stars the most, besides the classes, are when you really get to meet to know the
Hmm.
stars, right? So you see all these people going in these fabulous homes and all these landscapes, and I'm like, no, that. And then my dog, he's not socialized, he's not friendly. So if he's not used to you, not getting past the door, so what is happening here,
Yeah.
right? So again, no, Shelly, no, Shelly.
Yeah.
But I wind up um filming at a yarn shop in Brooklyn, right?
Perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
So we
Yeah.
hung out. It
Yeah.
just fell into place,
And it
and I
probably
am a
felt you
firm
a lot more comfortable because you weren't worrying about all of the peripheral. You just got to be you
yes.
on camera and not worry about, is my dog going to attack someone or go have a
Right.
fit? Yeah.
Right. Because they were even like, "Oh no, we could film you walking him." I was like, "Yeah, no, not it's not happening." Gunner is gonna be like, "Who is that? And why are they following us?" Right? It would have just been. So I kept building bridges.
Yeah.
I kept building up walls to
Yeah.
say no. Right? And that's why I tell people all the time. A lot of things that I say, a lot of things that I share, I'm talking to myself out
Hmm.
loud, Carol.
Hmm.
And when I say get out of your own way, that's because I stay in my way.
Yeah.
I take up residency in my way,
Yeah.
blocking myself from doing something.
And so, like when you start the day, do you start and going, it's like, I'm going to be all me today. Every day you start again. Because I find, when you got a bad day, it knocks you sideways and you reach the end and you go, I did not do what I wanted to do today, whatever that might be. Or someone, like sometimes for me, I find it's somebody sways me off, or somebody who's who's got a very strong influence has maybe persuaded me to do something that I'm not 100% on, and you go and it's like, that was a bad idea. Let's restart again.
Yes, I can honestly say to you, a perfect example. Yesterday was my mother's birthday. My mom's been gone for 12 years, right? Yesterday was the 12th anniversary, celebrating her birthday and her new place of residence, which I like to say she lives in my heart. That's her new home. And I woke up with the start because there was something I wanted to do. I couldn't find, like, I woke up flustered and I kept
Hmm.
saying, stop, 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 just stop, right? So I got myself back on track, but then I wind up getting my feelings hurt. And it really put me in a place.
Yeah.
Like, I was feeling, right? And I really had to sit down, get my journal. I think she left, but Alex L is somebody that I follow, and she's all about journaling for
Hmm.
healing, right?
Yeah.
And we have a jar, the good day jar, and you have a jar that you put the stuff that you don't like. And I had to go in my good jar and pull out some stuff to remind me that I'm bigger than what I had allowed myself to feel and how I
Yeah.
had got my feelings hurt, right? So yes, every day you got to
Yeah.
restart. Some days you got to restart multiple times
You
in that
Yes.
day.
I love actually on like either Instagram or Threads. you put out a lot of questions, and it stops you. Like there was, I don't know if it was yesterday, the day before, you put something up, and rather than just going, oh yeah, I'm stopped, and it made me like, huh, I'm not sure how to answer that. And it really got me thinking as to how to actually answer it in a meaningful way rather than just a surface way.
Right.
And I love how you seem to be able to get to the bottom of that.
And you
Uh,
know what? And because honestly, again, I say I'm talking to myself out loud,
yeah, yeah,
right? Because that one question, who do you think you're not?
yeah,
And that's probably what it was,
yeah, that's
right?
it. Well, it maybe goes like, what is she, hang on, that's like a tongue twister. It's like you're back.
Right, right. Because I told myself I was not a knit star.
Yeah, yeah.
We've proven that
I
wrong,
think
right?
you absolutely.
Right, we've proven that wrong. So the big thing right now, and I really hope Alex is gone because she's gonna get on me if I. But people always say to me, "Gigi, you should write a book." I'm not a writer.
Oh, no, no. Okay, I think you're just waiting for us to say, get out of your own way here.
Right, right. So this is what I'm saying. Like the key words in that question, right? We take it one, who do you think you're not? Okay,
Hmm.
stop. Break it down. It's think. Who do you think? Because here's the issue. Your thoughts are so powerful,
Yeah,
right? So if you tell yourself you're not, see, there go my daughter. Yes, you are a writer. See, if you tell yourself you're not, I promise you won't
yeah,
be. We
yeah,
get tired of hearing that, you are what you think you are. It's such a contrite and overused statement, but I promise
yeah.
you it is factual,
I,
actual
I just
factual. So
actually having children I found helps with that because I became much more aware of how I spoke about myself and the messages I was passing on to them, and all of the either biases or things that you knocked yourself down for. And I found myself pulling myself up short. Things like here in Ireland, we learned to speak Irish in school. My sister, my mother, most of my family were very, very good at languages. My languages are dreadful. So in my head, like, I'm terrible at Irish, I can't speak it, wouldn't do it. And then they all went through Irish schools, Gael schools. And I had to pull myself up short on a regular basis where it's like I'd use whatever Irish I had. I gradually got better. They thought I was great because I knew more than them. And so that was like the first time I really remember stopping myself from saying, I can't do that, I'm terrible. And I've heard a lot of the times with like women do it with maths very often and say it's like, no, I'm no good at that, as opposed to just going, it's like, what can you do? Let's build on it. Let's get better at it. That you start somewhere. And same with the children, they used to do gymnastics, and most of the time with higher level gymnastics, the skills you're doing take years to get to. And you watch the coaches saying, we start with this, and then we move to this, and then we move to this. And then a few years down the line, the stuff you're looking at them doing, you couldn't have even envisioned. And I find that really inspiring, the idea of if you break something down into little steps, but somehow in the back of your head keep that big goal there. It's like creating little stepping stones for yourself to get there. And it's hard, but it's really it gives you a sense that you can do really big goals with small steps.
agreed. Totally
Yeah.
agree. Totally agree. So now I'm going to ask you some questions. So tell me why you said yes to knit stars. What does being a knit star mean to you?
You probably guessed from what I said to other things. My general attitude is of why not?
Okay. Right. Yep. I love that.
And that's like I tend to I'm kind of a risk taker,
Okay.
as in like I don't it's not necessarily a belief in myself, but I like seeing what's going to happen if I do something unexpected.
Okay.
So it's not so much coming from oh, I know I can do this really well. It's kind of peripheral. It's more a matter of, I wonder what happens when I do this, and
Okay.
waiting to see what unfurls from the outcome of
Okay.
that. Because I like surprises and I like unexpected. So I'm like,
Okay.
it seems like a really fun thing to do. I'm going to go do it. Like the scariest thing I've probably ever done as an adult was years ago. I did Craftsy, which kind of not knit
Yes.
stars, but it was an online classes where I went
Right.
to Denver, and it was the same kind of thing where they asked me if I would come and go to, it was Stephanie Chappelle.
Okay.
And she said, will you come over and do a class, record it in Denver? And it was in the studio there. So there was a full production team and the producer. And I've never been so ill in my life. Because I sat in the room and I was actually physically ill before I went in. I was so scared, like absolutely terrified, like to the point that my voice is shaking for all the first videos through the whole thing. And then it got a little bit easier and a little bit easier. And then I went back again and again. So I did them, yeah, I went over 3 times, but I've never been so scared as I was with that first
Yeah.
time. Like it was absolutely terrifying, but it's just like it's just do it, just do it. And like I keep thinking, how do I present myself to my children, how do I present myself to other people, and what would I say to them, and attempt to say the same thing to myself.
Right.
Because I'm like, you don't know what's going to happen unless you try it. That's my, I've got to suck it and see.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
don't know where you're going to end up,
Right.
and that's why I said yes. And then you can kind of make a judgment then when you've gone through something. Was it
Right.
worth it? Was, are you
Right.
going to, and all the rest of it. But that's my general approach to life,
Right.
of
So
just,
you're getting ready to come up on the really fun part of it, the actual filming of it. Um, I can honestly say to you again, much like you, I will tell anybody to listen, I don't like public speaking. I get nervous, right? Same thing. Usually I go, I speak, and I walk right off the stage and I go to the bathroom and I lose my guts. So I usually try not to eat before because I get very nervous. Um, but Shelly and the crew, they are so professional. They put you at ease. And I still look at clips from my um masterclass filming and I'm like, that was me. I said that. Hi, Nikki. I'm like, I did that. So it's they have a way of making you comfortable, and I believe Brad is going to be the
I
person
think
that's coming with
so. I
Shelly.
think so.
He
Yeah. Yeah.
is the absolute best. And he will tell you, as while you think you're fumbling, he'll just say, keep going. He keeps filming and he captures all the stuff and they edit it to make you look like the rock star that you are. So it was really a great experience. I think because my season came out in 2020 in the midst of the world just exploding and everybody being confined, it really gave credit to um, learning in that way,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We were a lot of us used to going
It was its
to the
time.
shops and going, to classes and going and, doing it
Mm-hmm.
in person. But once we were forced, NitStars already had that platform,
Yeah.
that routine, and it just made it easier to learn the most complicated things to the most simplest things, but at your own
Yeah.
pace. And what I love about Knit Stars, you'll have the argument, why buy, why should I pay when I can go right to YouTube? Okay, I'll take that statement. But you know, with Knit Stars, you have this intimate connection to me is the way I feel because I
Mm-hmm.
still will go back to past seasons if I come up, wait, I know I read that somewhere. I saw that
Yeah.
somewhere in this stars, and I'll go to past seasons and sit down with somebody that I know their background, I know their reputation, I
Mm-hmm.
have access to it. I can go back and forth whenever I
Yeah.
want. Now, if somebody decides to take something off of YouTube, you're lost.
Mm-hmm.
With this stars, it's
Yeah.
yours. It's there. You own it forever.
Yeah.
And I love the ability to pause it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if you had to raise your hand and kind of ask a question, I could,
Yeah.
okay, let me rewind, do that again for me.
Yeah.
So there's so many benefits to
Mm-hmm.
having
Mm-hmm.
access to 10 of the best in the industry at once,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think people like, I'll never watch all that. Nobody said you had to.
Yeah.
I tell you
Yeah.
what I do each season. Soon as they're released, I go and I watch the lifestyle clip. I want to
It's
know more about the
fun,
person.
isn't
It is. I
it?
go and I watch that part. And
Yeah.
once I like, because then you really get to know them. You get to see them in their element.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
now I can go into this class and feel like I had a 5-10 minute one-on-one with this person, and I'm a
Yeah,
little bit more comfortable. So
yeah.
it's really
I should say before anyone when we're going through, I assume most people looking through know what we're talking about. We're talking about knit stars. Both of our profiles will have the links to it. If you want a link sent on directly, just pop link up there and we can share them after. We can share it as we're going through. But it's a series of master classes for knitting and knitting related stuff.
right, as well as there's crochet in this
Yes,
season.
that's right.
And
That's right.
you know, I stay on social media. I'm always watching, reading. And so many people will say, I don't want to buy another pattern. I don't want to buy more yarn, but I want to support you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have PayPal? Do you have, and I always say no to those things. But here's a whole bunch of other things
Yeah,
that you can do to
yeah,
support me. So if you're here, you are one of Carol's followers and you want to support her, use her link and grab the season. There's 9 other people involved. Yes, you'll get Carol's class because you know Carol, but there's 9 other people
yeah.
that you'll be
I
introduced
had
to.
one of my one of the knitters that follows me, Liz. She was pointing out during the week. She was like, "It's really good value. It's like in euro, it's 23 euros for each of the classes, which is
Right?
nothing because you get the whole
Yeah,
because there's 10 of it. So it's
exactly.
like when you actually break it down per class, it's very
The
reasonable. And they
value
just
is,
yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
really is.
So is there anything in this upcoming season that you are really looking forward to learning that you'll jump into, you think?
You guys, the whole Europe contingency, because
Ireland and
the
Scotland.
yes, the Fair Isles and all of that type of it's stuff that I have already told myself that I can't do. Right? I've already like I see it and I'm like, oh, that's beautiful, but yeah, it's not for me. Right? So I'm like, oh, I get to sit by myself in the corner. Nobody has to see. I'm like, wait, okay, I know him personally. I'm sorry, Carol, I'm confused. Could you please help me?
Yeah.
So that's the other thing about knit stars that I don't think is spoken about as often. For me,
Hmm.
each season has been kind of a 50-50 split where I knew half of them, but half of them were totally new to me. I had
Hmm.
never heard of them, what they do. I'm like, I dig into their social media. I'm like, I guess they're like, okay, Gigi, you don't have to like every post. No, but seriously, I'm like really getting to know.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. It introduces you to part of the industry that you may not have ever
Yeah.
found on your own.
Yeah. And it's fantastic because I'm looking, there's somebody here saying you're the one who taught us it's not hard, it's new.
It's absolutely, absolutely, Carol. You're right. I'm gonna try. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm, I'm looking. I'm anxious to give it a shot. So,
I
yeah,
think you love it because because I do a lot of classes in Ireland here with tourists coming in, and they tend to be, you've got a big mix. You've got people who are really strong cable knitters and are flying through, but there's always like a contingent of the class who've maybe never tried cables or who have never touched a chart. So I've got it all broken down whereby, okay, if you've never done a chart, this is how you view it, and just kind of you can take it one step at a time. I've got, oh, Liz is telling you you're going to love my class. So there you go. We got to.
I listen. I've had, and that's the other thing that you learn once you find somebody that's new to you. The first thing that Instagram kind of shows you is the people that you have in common. So,
Yeah.
like when I started digging into your social media, so many of my friends popped up that were commenting and oh, Carol, thank you. I took your class. So I was like, oh, okay. Clearly, I'm the last one on the boat here, but okay, I'm here now. So
Welcome in the cable train.
yeah,
Woohoo.
and now, cable was one of the things that I was afraid of originally. But once I started, I got so tickled with your post, like, what do you use when you can't
Yeah.
find your cable needle? I've used pens, pencils, eyeliners, my finger, like whatever.
Yeah.
But I had to get past my own self-imposed
Yeah.
fears, right?
Yeah.
I said that cables were hard.
Yeah.
I said that I couldn't. So I love to watch somebody else's approach to it because every time I
Yeah.
watch somebody teach about cables, I'm like, oh, I never considered doing it
Yeah.
that way. You know what I mean? Or I
Yeah.
never thought about that
Yeah.
aspect of it. I think what I'm looking forward to, because I will admit this, if I mess up and I can see that I've messed up. Like I can't figure out how to drop down just in that part without just ripping it all apart.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the actually I have something like that right now that I'm just it's going to be a design element because I'm not going back. But um that kind of stuff. So actually the project I'm working on now, I learned a new stitch that's kind of
Yeah.
cabley. Um but again, it's like Carol reminded me, like I said, it's not hard, it's just new, and we tend to back away from that which we're not familiar,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So
It's hard as an adult to bring yourself back to a beginner stage because we're used to being, we've got our little areas of expertise, and if you stick in those, everyone comes to you for help. But then taking yourself out of your comfort zone and having to step back is, it's hard. It's difficult. I'm reading through here. This is Cecilia saying she's got all seasons because she couldn't afford to take the master classes individually. Knit Stars is more of a knitting retreat every year. Oh,
I
that's
love
lovely to
that.
hear.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I'm actually going to screenshot that. I love that.
Yeah,
um
and it's
so
a very
yeah,
cheap knitting retreat.
it really is, and one that you don't have to worry about, what you got to pack
Yeah,
and what you look like, and
yeah,
did I gain a little weight over the winter? None of that matters. You still get the benefit of the community. And that's another thing that I love.
yeah.
I love the access to new people. I've met so many new people, whether it be in the Facebook group or just in the comment
Hmm.
sections. I call that the magic when you start talking to each other in the
Yeah,
comments. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You stop even forget who posted it or whose page you on. You find something in common with somebody in the comments and you build a whole nother conversation,
yeah.
So the community aspect of it is great. I've learned so much and I've enhanced my knitting skills and my crocheting skills tremendously. And I've met more people. I mean, to me, it's a win-win.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, crocheting is something that I haven't actually done a lot with actually. So I may attempt to give a shot at some of the crochet coming up. Rosie is saying it's perfect if you're disabled like her and traveling is challenging. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're totally right.
So you have
Liz was asking what the Facebook group is called.
Once you sign up, I believe you get an email with link to join the Facebook group. Um McGriffin is asking for you to send. Carol will definitely send
Yeah.
her Knit Stars link. And for those that follow me, those that are on here from that came because I'm on here, I have been featuring the stars. I didn't do Carol yet because I knew we were going to go live. But when I featured them in my stories, the link that's with their feature is theirs. Like, yes, I could put my own link there, but I really feel like the season they should shine. So when I post you in the stories, it's your link
That
that I share
is
with.
extraordinarily generous of you, Gigi.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, no.
yeah.
I mean, I've had my day. I know what this is like. And so you guys know, like Knit Stars, I've done affiliate situations with quite a few companies, and Knit Stars, they really pay
Hmm.
out
Yeah.
their stars. So if you really want to support Carol, absolutely sign up through her link because
Thank you.
yeah. No, it was for me, it was the first major payout with me being paid, for lack of better words, for just being
Yeah.
me, right? It's the most money I ever made where it wasn't like from my 9 to 5 or whatever. It was just it blew my mind,
Yeah.
and it again taught me to open
Yeah.
up my mind to see that if I put a good foot forward,
Yeah.
I can take care of myself solely by being me.
Yeah.
So it's a
Just
win.
that's wonderful. It's just incredible to hear how much you got from a self-confidence point of view from Knitstar. It's just like phenomenal.
It was.
Just
I can't tell you how many times I was in tears. Um, the production team is just awesome. And I remember the first little clip, like I was walking down the street and Brad was behind me, Shelly's behind me, and I'm saying, literally, it looks like I'm just walking, but meanwhile I'm talking to Brad. I'm saying, what do you want me to do? He's like, just keep walking. just look around, just keep on. I was like, okay, I'm like not sure what they're gonna do with this. But then when they used the clip and Shelly was talking over it and she's introducing me, and I'm saying to myself, who's she talking about? Like it was just you talking about somebody that sat up straight and say, yes, that is me. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not for nothing, all your hard work is all is a combination of all of that in this one moment, right?
Mhm.
You get to say, I have a master class,
Mhm.
right? Because once a knit star, always a knit star.
It's always there. Like people, yeah, it's there. It's you. It can't be taken away from you. It's not. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
like it's like if I was a tattoo person, I would get a star on my shoulder because, I will forever and always be. And that's how I did my intro when I said I was just like I'm a knit star. Like I didn't know what else to say. I was
That
blown away.
was enough.
Yeah, it was just it's amazing, but it to me is levels to it, right? Yes, it helps the star itself, right? So again, you are amazing all by yourself, right? The fact that Shelly even came to you says a lot, right? That's there. But now, knit stars, although if you were to, I call them vanity number metrics. You look at numbers and somebody is great because they have hundreds of thousands of followers, and this person's not so great because they only have 1,000 followers, and that's all crap, right? Because
Mhm.
knit stars does not have a lot of followers in social media,
Mhm.
but their reach
Yeah.
is unbelievable, like
Mhm.
all over the world, like the number of continents
Yeah.
that they have customers and people that keep coming back year after year, right? So now you're just opening up a whole new world that's like, well, who's this Carol Feller person, man? Let me go check her out, so now, so yes, you were fabulous on your own. Now you have a whole nother world of people that are going to know who you are, as well as you are now introducing your people to 9 other
Mhm.
people
Mhm.
that they may not have known about, as well as
And you know what?
Carol just
I
put it
almost
there, the
don't want to think
Yarniverse.
about that. I'm like, no, no. I'm going to put my blinkers on for a little bit, and because it'll just be overwhelming. If like I'm thinking that as I'm doing it, I'll be like deer in the headlights. Whereas if
Okay,
like I'm just doing my thing, we're just talking to the camera.
right, right. But again, you're going to help so many people. There's so many people out there that had a hang up about cables and are not comfortable with saying that out loud.
Yeah,
So let me just
yeah,
go get this class and go sit in this corner by myself and learn how to do this, right? Because no, I can't afford to go to Ireland and have a class
yeah.
with her in person. YouTube doesn't do it for me. I don't, I'm not comfortable. I don't like,
Yeah.
everybody has a thing,
Mhm.
right? They have a way that they can learn. And I think the fact that Knit Stars is yours, number one, you got the privacy. It's broken down in modules. It's just so well done. But again, the people that didn't even know that they needed you, and because now you're gonna have people that's gonna buy the knit stars because of Chantel, right?
Mhm.
They don't even know who you are. They saw your picture, they don't know who you are.
Yeah,
Oh my God, they're gonna be all up in Carol. Oh my God, look what I made because Carol. Did you know Carol? So you get these
yeah.
new
You
people
never
that
know where they'll
discover
come
you.
from.
You have no
Yeah.
idea. You have
I
no idea. You're gonna be
Rosie,
discovered.
there's a comment here from Rosie. She says, Gigi, you have to teach Carol the song. I have no idea what she's talking
Oh,
about.
you don't know that when I announced my knit stars, I I I sing for everything. When I taught my child to read her numbers, the ABCs, spell her name, everything's a song. Taught my nephew to sing, spell his name, everything's a song. So when I got my knit stars, I announced it. I was like, I'm a knit star. Uh, uh, a knit star. That's right, you heard it. A knit star. So the shoulders have kind of become a staple. So every time we're somewhere, Shelby's like, Gigi, the shoulders. That's how I got it. I'm a knit star. I'm a knit star. So it's just that joy. And I think when you're excited, like I just saw a memory from during my time where I said, it's okay to be proud of yourself. It's okay to be excited about your accomplishments. And it's sad that we're taught not to be. You know that phrase people say, well, who do you think you are? I, I don't think I know. I'm a knit star. I know that 2012 was the worst year of my life. But how about I'm still here? So I don't think I know I'm a survivor,
Yeah.
right? I made it through. So that's what I think. You know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
like, oh, you think you're cute. If I don't think it, who else is going to think it? You know what I mean? So I think we got to shift that narrative a little bit. And
Yep.
it's okay to be proud of yourself. It's okay to be excited about your accomplishments. So yes, I dance. I get excited when I finish a project. I got a finished song. I dance. So I had to dance when I became a knit star. It's my way of patting myself on my back. And
Yeah.
we don't do that
Yeah.
often enough.
No, no, we don't. It's often it's kind of frowned upon, isn't it? It's
It
like
is.
you're meant to go into your box
Yep.
and be thankful for what you've got, and but the reality is that yeah, you need to be able to enjoy the wins because they kind of see you through the tough parts as well, where it's like they don't go away, they haven't disappeared. It'll buoy you up. It's like, I've done it before, I can do it again, I can, that when I'm designing and I'm going through something, there's always like a multiple spots where it's like, I'm like, this is just a mess. It's never going to work out. That's it. I'm never designing again. You put it down and then you take it up the next day and you'll rip out that section and you'll try it again. And you might do that every day for a week before you reach a point where, oh, it's perfect. And magically, that whole week where it wasn't working will just disappear out of your head. You'll forget it. But if you don't pick it up every day, you're never going to get that design that you're happy with at the end.
Right. I agree.
Um,
I totally agree.
it requires
I want to read
stubbornness.
something here. Somebody,
Yeah,
Laura Sue says, Carol doesn't need to be discovered. Been following her for a long time. And that's correct. That's correct for you, Laura. But me, prior to Knit Stars, I was not familiar with Carol. So in my case, it's a great discovery. So it's not taking anything away from those that are following her. It is just opening up the world to all her greatness to those that are not aware. So it's not a dig at her in any way to say that she's going to be discovered. It's being discovered by those that don't
different
aware that
people.
she is a star. Exactly. Exactly.
Wouldn't it be kind of nice if everyone in the whole world already knew you instead?
Right.
Unfortunately, it doesn't quite
It
work that way. But yeah,
doesn't.
no, it's funny how there's certain areas where everyone, like people who are looking at going on tours to Ireland, who are already into cables, in all likelihood know me. But
Right.
that's still it's still a certain segment of the knitting community. So there's definitely, and also the fact that I've been designing for quite a few years means that knitters who've been knitting for 10, 12 years are more likely to know me.
Right.
Perhaps not necessarily people coming in, first of all, because they might look at maybe some of the more complex designs I've done and go, oh no, that's beyond me.
Right.
Or
Right.
not even kind of, I might just have flown below the radar. So yeah, you're completely right that people knowing you is not necessarily the same.
It is.
um,
It is.
I'm looking at Cecily. So if you're still thinking about season 9, believe you, it's worth it just to get Carol's workshop. Oh, thank you. You'll get hooked. You're hooked on my classes, and you haven't found anyone like me. Thank you so much.
Yeah. See? See? And that's the thing. Not everybody will do that, right? Unfortunately, there's so much gatekeeping in our industry, right? There's room in this world for all of us.
Hmm.
And there's enough sky for all of us to shine bright, to be
Yep.
stars. So I don't get the gatekeeping. I wish everybody knew about everybody. That's why I am so big. We do Whip Wednesdays. And on my Facebook page is where I do it the most. But they know when I say Work in Progress Wednesday, this is the way that we shine love on the community. So I want to know everything. I want to know the designer. I want to know the yarn. I want to know where'd you get those stitch markers from. What needles are those? Oops, I see a project bag over there. Who made that? Because it's another way One, let somebody know about a designer they didn't know about.
Yep.
Now they know about a yarn company that they didn't know existed. I was just thinking about, I wanted some new fancy stitch markers. Those are cute. Oh, where'd that project
Yep.
back? You know what I mean? So it's a
Yep.
way, because I believe collectively we held our industry afloat during 2020
Mm-hmm.
because we all shopped, you
Yep.
know, and the companies that were able to survive during then were able to quickly swivel to online if they
Yep.
weren't
Yep.
already, right? So, oh, thank you, Liz. Welcome. Um, so, you know, together we are powerful.
Yep.
And I really am big on, you know, people always say, you always got other people in your stories. Yeah, because did you know about them?
Yeah.
No, I had no idea. Thank you. You know, so I guess my DMs so many times are so full of, Gigi, thank you for sharing that. I didn't know about this person. Oh, Gigi,
Mm-hmm.
I just went and bought that book you had. I didn't know about that person. I'm in love. I bought all her
Yep.
books, you know. So here's the thing. You may not be able to financially support somebody,
But you can share.
but listen, the grapevine, I'm showing my age. The grapevine is still very powerful. Word of mouth
Mm-hmm.
is powerful.
Yep.
So when I tell you about what I heard and you tell, you know, that's how we get it out
Mm-hmm.
there. That's how we make sure everybody gets some love.
Yep.
You know, that's how we keep these small companies from
Yep.
going up, belly up, because you share and you tell. So can everybody afford to buy knit stars? No, right? That's,
Mm-hmm.
we know
Yep.
that, but it's so simple to share. You never know who's in your audience. My year, Carol, when I was in Knit Star, I had a follower that she don't knit. She she started following me in the midst of all of the upheaval in 2019, the racial blah blah blah, right? So she liked my voice, she liked my point of view, so she followed me.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't knit or crochet. But how about she bought 10 classes and said, Gigi, give them away.
Oh,
I was like, wait, what? She was like, I don't, you know, I want
lovely.
to support you. She said, just give it to somebody. Because so
So nice.
those people are out there
Yep.
and they might not necessarily be in your audience,
Yeah.
but they won't know about you if I didn't share. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes, no, don't get upset because you can't put the money to it. You might not
There,
have the money,
there's
but you can
lots of other ways to
absolutely share.
support.
Tell
Mm-hmm.
somebody about
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah. And actually, one of that reminds me of during COVID, Longmont Fiber Shop. Did you come across this? They started doing fiber side chats, but it was such a nice way of doing it because they set it up, but they had about 40 yarn shops, so people
Mhm.
could list the yarn shop, and they actually paid any designers or speakers coming on a portion of what was going through, but it was just such a good way of like supporting this through the whole community and all the yarn shops and lifting everyone up rather than lifting yourself up at the expense of someone else.
Right.
I just thought that was a really nice way of making it so that everyone benefited from what they were doing.
Yes. So what we
Um,
did, Adela from Lola Bean Yarn Co., we went live one night just, you know, to blow off some steam, and that turned into a nightly
yeah,
thing. And you know, everything that we purchased and bought, we opened the online, you know, we shared, look, I got mail, and we opened it, and so that was our way of giving back to the community.
yeah,
um
yeah,
so again,
yeah,
you know, I'll have people say, you know, I can't afford that. I get that.
yeah,
Can you share it?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. No, you're completely right. Now, I probably have kept you long enough.
This was so good, Carol.
It was wonderful.
I'm hoping that us having this conversation will make more people that follow me aware of you. One,
And vice
two,
versa.
right? Two, more people, if they were on the fence about signing up for Knit Stars, that they have jumped over now and they're just waiting for you to send them the link.
Hmm.
Because we have until Friday
Yep.
to get the early bird price. So right now, $50 off
Hmm.
with the word shine, right? So don't don't drive Carol crazy when the car opens up again and you don't get the $50 discount. Get it now. while it's available because
Gigi, you're doing my work for me.
get it now because Carol's gonna say, "Oh, I have a customer." Sorry, Carol, love you, but no.
Oh,
So
thank you
listen,
so very much. It was wonderful chatting with you.
same here. Thank you for having me. Good luck. Go get all the people to support you that you can. I will be putting you
Thank you.
in my stories today with your link. I'll get it out of your profile and enjoy the rest of your
Thank
day.
you. You
You
too. Bye.
too. Bye, everybody.